I think people are waking up to this realization like maybe it's not the dream anymore. Maybe I don't have to stay loyal to one or two companies my whole career in order to get where I want to be eventually in life. It's like you can have some of those hopes and dreams along the way and really align your passions with the right organization.
So, what we're really seeing right now is there is a shift in the workplace.
Mhm.
And what happened is, I think we used to have small business and they had a culture, and there was corporate business and they had a culture.
Yeah.
But now we're seeing that chasm slowly come together.
Yeah.
And so, what's changed and what's happened? We're seeing huge differences in what a workplace looks like and what that environment looks like.
Mhm.
And I think we're going to see big leaps into different formulas that could possibly change the course of what going to work now looks like.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of different factors that has changed that. I think you've got newer generations in the workplace. We came out of COVID not all that long ago. I think the workplace, the dynamics have had to shift, hybrid models, all those different components have changed the way that business is done and also what employees are looking for out of their work environments.
So, what do you actually think happened? Like, why do you think, let's just take an example of boomers.
Yeah.
The work environment they had growing up in 80s and 90s, that is what we consider as millennial Gen Z. It's a little toxic. What's
Yeah.
happened? Has society changed or has values changed? What do you think is actually going on there?
I mean, I think if we break out the generations, and you and I've actually had some discussions about generations in the workplace, I think we want different things. We value different things, and society shifts, I think, with each generation. So the things that we are wanting has changed and shifted. And I think some of that could look like work life balance versus like focusing only on the retirement. You know what I'm saying? And so I think those are some key things. And then I think about like the way that my parents worked and grandparents worked, it just looks different from where we're at right now. I just think society continues to change. And so the work environment has to change with it.
Yeah, I agree. I think the things that our parents looked for in a good place to work, I say that in air quotes,
Yeah.
is probably the opposite of the things I would want out of a workplace.
Yeah.
And so I think the needs have changed and what we value has changed. And
Hmm.
so I think it's interesting to see. We're seeing a huge rate of attrition happening in
Hmm.
corporate America
Yeah.
right now. And corporate America used to be the dream.
Yeah. I think people are waking up to this realization like maybe it's not the dream anymore. Maybe I don't have to stay loyal to one or two companies my whole career in order to get where I want to be eventually in life. It's like you can have some of those hopes and dreams along the way and really align your passions with the right organization. Because I feel like previously in those larger corporations, it was more aligned with, okay, what does the opportunity look like versus passions aligning? Does that make sense?
Yes.
And I feel like maybe folks like you and I and those that we're seeing in society now, we're looking for environments that's more aligned with our vision and our passion as an individual, not necessarily just coming in line with a corporation's mission.
Yeah. And do you think corporate companies or businesses need to meet that need, or do they just need to do better vetting process of who they need to hire?
I mean, it could be a combination of both, really, if you think about it. But I think, I don't know if you've probably been doing research and stuff too, but what I'm seeing is companies are having to rethink how they're meeting employees. And part of that is, and you see this too the last few years, like they're doing more with outreaching, different like ways that they're reaching out to the community, a nonprofit sector that they might have so employees could get involved. And so it's almost like you're seeing larger corporations offer those types of ways for their employees to get involved, especially if their actual mission isn't aligned with some of the things that they offer.
So are you telling me I don't have to go to another pizza party?
Right. I don't want to go any more pizza
I
parties.
don't even like pizza. But yeah, so I can see that. Like it just what the values have changed.
Hmm.
Is corporate America behind? Is the business behind?
It feels that way. It certainly feels that way. And I think that the ones that are behind in the way that they are approaching their strategy, their overall vision of growth for the company, those that are behind, I think they're losing talent because those that are really on the search for something new, they're not looking for that type of environment anymore. That's all shifted.
But where's the talent going? Is somebody doing this well, you think?
Surely.
Yeah. Because I feel like we're seeing movement,
Mhm.
but based off individual values, like you said, the movements are shifting. So I will meet two people in the same company. One hates their job and one loves their job and
Mm.
loves their company. And that there's departmental things there and things like that.
Yeah.
But so it's not the same for everybody.
It's not.
Yeah. So we're trying to help people align with what works for them. What values have changed generationally, you think? So what was important to a boomer or Generation X? Like they're in between.
Yeah.
And so like what did they value that millennials definitely didn't value?
I mean, when we think about boomers, like I automatically, this is going to sound terrible. I automatically think of like the guy that shows up at work at like 6 a.m. with his newspaper. Like that's the start of his, or maybe he's at home. I don't know. That's just not me. I'm not starting my day out like that. And so the things that they value is just different. Now, I think as you go along with the different generations, Gen X is, they're looking for more of that work hard, play hard mentality, that, a little bit more of a balance. But I think, back to what you said earlier, like what are the things, how can they shift? I think from what I'm seeing is there's more opportunity to build the company around the talent that you have and building a growth path for them. That might include, like mentorship or something to develop leaders within and create a growth path for them. Where I feel like the old mentality, kind of that old corporate mindset is, no, this is the way it is. These are the positions and that's it. And so you're not really growing as as a company as a whole. Does that make sense?
It does, but I always feel like I get the impression, not impression, I've had conversations.
Yeah.
Millennials, y'all are just lazy. Gen X, we're just lazy. And I was like, actually, we work more than you do.
Yeah.
Our emails are connected to us, our phones, our text
Everything.
message, we're always connected. I'm connected to Microsoft Teams, right? Like you can't get away from it.
You have all of the apps, all the connected.
Yeah, and I don't recall that in a previous corporate.
The technology wasn't there to support that anyways. And so like things shift as time goes on. And I think some corporations are shifting with that and learning how to evolve, and some are simply not.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think that's changed, but I don't think that realization is hitting everybody.
No, it's
because
not.
it's all we know.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's all we know. Like you get into corporate America, you were like linked to everything.
Yeah.
So and you get an email at 9 and you handle it. Like that's just how it goes because you're just trying to get work done.
Mm-hmm.
So we lost the balance.
Yeah.
In that because that was what was presented to us at the time, and then it's like we're trying to take that back.
Yeah, I think one thing that I'm excited about this as we talk and have more discussions that we're going to get to talk to lots of individuals and just kind of get their perspective and what they're seeing in their own workplaces and what do we see shifting and changing in their culture. Where do we think things are going? I think for me personally, I'm excited to just have more conversations about that.
Yeah, absolutely.